Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Theodore, and together with my team formed by Arthur and Tommy, we are going to present you the master's effects on Ibiza and how it transforms. Well, today we are going to talk about the positive and negative impacts, how the local community reacts to tourists, and by the final we are going to tell you a small conclusion. To begin with, Ibiza is one of the Balearic Islands, situated about 90 kilometers of east coast of Spain mainland. It has two names. It's called White Island. I think the reason is obvious because of its architecture. All the buildings are white. And the second one is the clubbing capital of the world. I don't think you're asking why, because Ibiza is known for its nightlife. I mean clubbing, partying, and raves. In the 1990s, tourism in Ibiza was boosted so hard that it won the Guinness record for the biggest entertainment industry in the world. I mean, this is kind of amazing, isn't it? Well, as you can see, this is a typical Ibiza house in the early 90s and late by the final of 18th century. And after tourism, it became a typical house like this. And it's a kind of big change, isn't it? This might brought some consequences, but I don't want to spoil all the action. To continue, I want to invite on to present the positive impact of tourism in Ibiza.
So about my part, positive impact of Ibiza is I focus on economy part. In 2008, Ibiza and Formentera have a GPA of 17.9%, which is highest in Balearic Island and also highest in Spain. But well, today we focus on Ibiza. So as Teddy mentioned, the main image of the Ibiza is a nightlife island. So 34% of tourists who came here come to a party, and 54% of people who visit the island see this place as a party island. The thing that made nightclub in Ibiza special is not only there were a lot of nightclub there, but nightclub have various themes, and also the music is played live by famous DJ all around the world, and also famous DJ in Ibiza. For example, this one here is Amnesia Club. It's famous for its own electro EDM. It's a place that celebrities all over the world gather here to party and meet up, and also for tourists also. It's received 2007 the best nightclub in the world award. And here is Pasha. It's different. It has a funk, jazz mixed in style of music, and David Guetta was here to play it also. So Ibiza isn't famous only for nightlife tourism, but also in the daytime. Because the long dry summer and rainy autumn, Ibiza has a diverse landscape. So mountain, sea is the perfect place for the hiker, runner, and mountain bicycler. So Ibiza took this advantage and developed the event spot to be a marketing strategy to attract tourists. The main iconic event here is Ibiza BTT. It is an annual sport event that held in the island every year, focusing on marathon and mountain bicycle. And according to the research, mega sport event also make a positive vibe in community, including enthusiasm, satisfaction, and also pleasure. So it supports local to be friendly and support the tourists who come here. And it also boosts up the booking room in the hotel, and also the booking in the restaurant and nightclub in the night also after they are so tired from bicycle. And as we know, ladies and gentlemen, there are two sides of the coin. Everything has a price to pay and consequence to have. So there is a price to pay for the accommodation, nightclub, and tourism also. So I'll let Tommy talk about this.
Thank you, for explaining the positive impact on Ibiza. Now I'm going to talk about the negative impact on Ibiza. As we know, mass tourism have an enormous impact on the environment of Ibiza directly and indirectly. 2 million of tourists fly into Ibiza every year. Such a large amount of inbound generates waste, and facilities are simple incapable of copying the population. The sewage system cannot handle the amount of waste and it ends up in the sea, causing the disruption of seaside. Marine also have impact on the seaside and the natural environment. This impact may be the destruction of some marine habitat. Also, a golf course project would further affect the natural environment of Ibiza. Not only there are direct impacts such as physical usage of the land to build a golf course, but indirectly it would increase the island's water usage as golf courses require a large amount of water. There are also a plan to enlarge the airport in Ibiza in order to increase its capacity by 1 million more passengers per year. Once again, this will involve more destruction of natural land. This would be direct effect on environment, but indirectly an increase in air traffic would further increase energy consumption. All these points that I recently mentioned can be related to tourists. The facility overload is caused by the massive amount of tourist inflow, and expansion projects are designed to satisfy the demand of the tourist industry. In an interview carried out by BBC, the mayor of San Antonio agreed that clubbing tourism have a significant environment impact to the town San Antonio. Not only it increase general waste, but it create noise pollution for the economy. As we know, mass tourism benefit a lot to Ibiza, but it leaves one problem as farmers are unable to pay the similar amount to the tourist industry pay. The lack of worker working in the field become a problem, making Ibiza even more depends on tourism. Although Spain has benefit from tourism, the benefit was very limited in comparison to the club owned by the foreign. Places such as Ibiza Rock in 2005 offer all-inclusive package where tourists does not need to spend any more money. Many of these places and clubs are owned by the British private firm, and therefore the local believe that there is an unfairness, and also because they pay tax, well, more business go to the British proprietor. Thank you. Now, others are going to talk about the impact on local people. Thank you.
Thank you, Tommy. Now I'm going to talk about my part in mass tourism impact on local people. As Teddy said before, Ibiza has claimed the clubbing title of the world. Ibiza in Spain has long been a destination for the rich and the famous across the world. The beaches of the White Island have always been the favorite with celebrity across the world. During summer, Ibiza in Spain became a haven for the rich, the famous, and the wannabe. The beach town is also famous for the legendary Port Ibiza, which is a popular location for the tourists and UNESCO heritage site. The island draws some of the most important elite Hollywood actors, international musicians, DJs, and socialites who can be spotted everywhere around the world. Many have even bought property on the island, making Ibiza their permanent summer retreat. A lot of young people using dread on the white beaches even during daytime make Ibiza image ugly. Unlimited, irresponsible and excessive behavior from tourists make local people upset and angry. In the past and recent, there have been a lot of protests going on the island. Hundreds of protesters have taken to the street of Ibiza to demonstrate against drunken mass tourism. They say it is destroying the island. Nearly 40 organizations were represented at the protests. Protesters decried the privatization of the beaches, party boat, and the rising crime in rental price and noise population. They said, "We don't reject tourism, but we do reject tourism which is unlimited, disrespectful, and excessive." They demand a tourism model which is more respectful with our environment, our people, our culture, and our language, and our way of life. Ibiza is packed with the problem like beaches, environmental deterioration, robberies, noise, and traffic jams that comes with the Ibiza massification in summer. The local people simply want to return to the peace of youth. Now, an overloaded tourism leaves local people struggling to find affordable prices in Ibiza. The rents have shot up steeply in Ibiza due to the rise in tourist interest. Many locals are now forced to share room or live out of their vans. Ibiza has increased in popularity over the year. There are a lot of local people in Spain, Ibiza, where rental prices shut up as mass tourism takes its toll on local. Known as much as a wine party island, as a place of tranquility with covered turquoise blue water. Ibiza has increased in popularity over the years. But behind the sea, the sand, dancing, and yachts like a serious problem of tourism overcrowding that is preventing many locals from finding affordable accommodation. In Ibiza, high demand for the accommodation propelled the appearance of scattered tourist rental, most of them without a permit, provoking a rise in real easy price and making it hard to find a room for less than 600 euros. The citizen platform of those affected by rental price in Ibiza has detailed the existence of countless abuses offered. The situation gets even worse in high season, when the number of people in the island travelers and temporary workers are needed in the tourism industry and other sectors, such as head service. Spain Ibiza struggling to keep up with the tourists. The government of Ibiza stated that Ibiza cannot handle the increase of tourism. They said, "We have a limited capacity being as an island, not only regarding capacity of people, but also regarding capacity of potable water, other important infrastructure such as road, treatment, and desalination plant." They also make a law for accommodation, banning Airbnb and renting other private property. And that is the end of my part, and now I will pass the presentation to Teddy to conclude our project.
Thank you, Arthur. Now, in conclusion, Ibiza succeeded of combining nightlife and day life and improve the economic. But by doing that, they overwhelmed tourism, and now the local people cannot stand to see so much tourism. And also, the fact with Ibiza is that high prices doesn't mean good quality, and this is one of the reasons why almost half of the tourists prefer to choose another destination for their holidays. And in conclusion, I want to say that now Ibiza is falling down and it's from stagnation to the theme park. Well, thank you guys for your attention, and we are glad